Welcome back. This is chapter 4, The Enemy, written by Per S. Back. And now I'm going to explain page number 39 to you. So here we go. I want you to stay up only 5 minutes at a time. Tomorrow, you may try it twice as long. It would be well that you get back your strength as quickly as possible. So, here, Sadao wished. He longed that the enemy soldier regained his strength as quickly as possible, and for that, he advised him to get onto his feet for 5 minutes at first, and then increase the time with another 5 minutes, and so on. This physical workout would certainly build up his strength. Next para. He saw the flicker of terror on the young face that was still very pale. Okay, the boy murmured. Evidently, he was determined to say more. I feel I ought to thank you, Doctor, for having saved my life. So here, though he welcomed Doctor's advice, a tinge of terror could easily be witnessed on his face. With resolve, this young man thanked Dr. Sadao for saving his life. Don't thank me too early, Sadao said coldly. He saw the flicker of terror again in the boy's eyes. Terror as unmistakable as an animal's. The scars on his neck were crimson for a moment. Those scars, what were they? Sadao did not ask. So here, at that point, Doctor promptly and harshly reacted to him, saying not to thank him so early. Again, the same terror appeared, this time in his eyes. This terror could be equated with the one found in the eyes of a wild beast upon facing its killer. Now, he noticed some scars on his neck, which turned crimson red for a moment, but he did not care to ask him what those scars were. Afternoon, the second thing happened. Hannah, working hard on unaccustomed labor, saw a messenger come to the door in official uniform. Her hands went weak and she could not draw her breath. The servants must have told already. She ran to Sadao, gasping, unable to utter a word. But by then the messenger had simply followed her through the garden, and there he stood. She pointed at him helplessly. The second thing happened in the afternoon the same day. While working hard to complete the day's work that she was not used to, she discovered a messenger coming to the door in official uniform. She became unusually nervous at this sight, assuming with fear that the servants had disclosed everything to the police. She went running to Sadao, breathlessly, unable to utter even a single word. But by that time, the messenger had already reached there. Sadao looked up from his book. He was in his office, the other portion of which was thrown open to the garden for the southern sunshine. "What is it?" he asked the messenger, and then he rose, saying the man's uniform. "You ought to come to the palace," the man said. "The old general is in pain again." "Oh," Hannah breathed, "is that all?" "So, here, Sadao now looked up from his book when pointed at him, that is the messenger. About the room set up, the other partition of the office was open to the garden for sunlight coming from southern direction. As Sadao was possibly handed over a written message, he lifted his eyes to find a man in uniform in front of him. He informed that the general was in pain again and that he was summoned to the palace. These words of the messenger came as a big relief to Hannah, who then inquired if that was all he had to say. "All?" the messenger exclaimed. "Is it not enough?" "Indeed it is," she replied. "I am very sorry." When Sadao came to say goodbye, she was in the kitchen, but doing nothing. The children were asleep, and she sat merely resting for a moment, more exhausted from her fright than from work. So in this passage, let's see what happened. The messenger was taken aback at this remark of the lady and asked her to confirm if that was not a reason good enough to be worried about. Hannah felt sorry for such a remark, since she had certain other thoughts running in her mind. Sadao now got ready to move out to the palace. Before leaving, he came to Hannah in kitchen, where she was relaxing. She was not tired from the work. Her exhaustion, her fatigue was more mental in nature. The fear of the unseen danger had bogged her down. So this is all for now. Thank you.